What's up, you guys? Sorry, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. Um, I had to switch cameras. I was trying to use the GoPro. It said it was set up for the GoPro. Luckily, I tried turning it on and starting it before 1 o'clock, and yeah, it wasn't having it. Um, so back to the old El Cheapo camera, but it is what it is. At least we're going to be able to do a show. So, how's everybody doing this fine Saturday? Uh, let's see. So, we're going to be talking about the San Martins today. My top five, my absolute favorites out of the ones that I have. Um, there are two that I have coming, well, three, and we'll see how those are. Um, you know, basically, uh, my absolute favorites for these watches and whatnot. The SN019, because that blue is just absolutely gorgeous. Um, the the blue on this makes this one like my absolute like favorite. Uh, the size, being a little bit bigger and less taper here. Um, yeah, you know, but this watch actually wears pretty comfortable for me. I've actually got it sized like to where it's just right. Like when I get hot, it don't get too tight, and when I'm cold, it's a little loose, but it's not too loose. Um, and basically that's just me on this one. Like I can get away with not having the mic or a quick adjust with this, but if they would hurry up and make the clasp to this size also instead of just this one size. But and that like that sucks because like I said, it's basically the same clasp, but like one's a little bit wider because this is on the 21 millimeter uh, style bracelet. Yeah, I got to go get the thing double check it, but I'm pretty sure this one's actually at 21 millimeters instead of 20. But it's trying to follow more along what it's copying. Um, but yeah, like as far as my divers go, this is my favorite one just because I really love that blue Smurf look. That blue. Um, you know, my next favorite one again more because of the blue than anything, but my 36 millimeter date just. What's up, John? Um, this thing is just gorgeous, dude. I love wearing this thing. It's so pretty. And the 36 millimeter actually fits my small wrist better. Like, it really doesn't look that much smaller. Like there's a 40, and there's 36, and I mean, like I said, it doesn't look funny on my wrist at all. Like it really don't. See, like voila. But yeah, that thing's just gorgeous. You know. So again, PT 5000. You can get it with the SW 200. Um, and yeah, this is the one that I had to go in and tighten up the rotor. Which it is what it is. I mean, I'm wearing a dress watch basically to the shop and beating on stuff. But um, like I said, these two, like this would be number one and number two, and it's all because of the blue. So again, these are my own personal choices. But yeah, these two things are just fucking sexy as fuck. Like I love wearing these watches. Like you see how they make me smile, and like that's the key thing to a watch. If it really makes you smile, then that's a good ass watch. I mean, I don't care like how beyond anything else. If it really makes you smile, that's a good ass watch. Uh, and you see which one I'm rocking on the weekend here, and like I was telling Joe, uh, I'm wearing the black one only when I know I can keep it protected and safe. I don't want to take it to the shop and whatnot. Um, the next the next two are really kind of three and four, but honestly, they're basically kind of the same watch. Uh, it's the Black Bay 58 homage and the mill sub homage, but essentially they're the same case, just crown guards, no crown guards. Um, they do both have ceramic bezels, which I really like because you get the vintage feel, but you get that good, you know, new toughness. Uh, Now I don't know if they're going to be offering this one with the gliding mechanism now, but you can buy the clasp for this watch, and this one is rocking the PT 5000. Uh, but yeah, I went ahead and got the clasp for this one. And again, it wasn't that uncomfortable with the other clasp it had on it, but I figured if I could have it adjustable, I wanted it adjustable. So yeah, um, I definitely like that little upgrade for the $40 I got that. Uh, and like I really like the mill sub hands, but between these two, because this one is the PT 5000, um, I really like this one better. I'm in the process of negotiating and trying to get this one from San Martin in the titanium, and with the PT 5000, maybe the SW 200, but probably the PT 5000. Um, but the bezel action on this one is actually a little bit better. What's up, Norop? But it's nice and smooth, and it feels good. Like it actually feels like it should. You know what I mean? Like that one, like this one really be number three because, like I said, I think this one feels a little bit better, and it hits a little bit, just a little bit closer to the mark of where what it's homaging. Like it feels very close, and I mean they're high beat, 316 steel, and like I said, if they start offering it with the gliding clasp, then that's just even all the more better. But if you have to get it with the regular clasp, A, that one will work fine, but B, you can just upgrade to this one. It ain't but two screws and swap it out. Um, Now, I really enjoy this watch. Like I said, the only reason why it's kind of as far down on the list as it is because it's got the NH35A in it. Um, and the NH35A is a right. Which one? This one? This one's NH35A. I'm trying to get the titanium PT 5000 version of it. This one is the PT 5000. But yeah, this watch here, the all brush finish and everything, and the same thing with like this one. The brushed finish on the case. When I wear these things to the shop and stuff like that, the all brushed finish really does not show the same kind of ass whooping that the high polish does. Yeah, well, okay, Nara. See, all right. I was actually going to get into all that just here in a few minutes. Um, I've had right good luck. Like this one and this particular watch is running great. Got a number of Invictas that got the NH35A. They run great. Um, but I've had like I bought 10 Invictus at one time. One out of the 10 had a bad balance spring in it, so it would do all kinds of crazy stuff. So that's not the very first bad NH35A I had. Um, the second one for me is now in the Helm watches, the Curve Birdie. The watch is only 2 months old. The rest of the watch is super extremely well built, so I'm not blaming them for the movement failure because they buy them from Seiko, but it just stopped running. Just out of fucking nowhere, it just done dead. So I just shipped it back like 2 days ago. Um, so that's two that's gone bad. Then there's a third one that, again, I don't want to throw this company under the bus, but because they took care of it immediately for the person. But again, another brand new watch that came out the box, like when my man got it, he said it was running like minute and a half, 2-3 minutes slow, like within a 24-hour period. So they had to send that one back. Uh, Something was wrong again with, I think, the balance spring, and um, yeah, had to fix it and send it back to him again. And since then, he hasn't had no more problems and whatnot. So mechanical things do have mechanical problems, and that kind of shit can happen to anybody. It doesn't matter. It could happen to Etta or whatever, but um, it seems like there might have been like a little batch of bad ones because, like I said, it's two separate companies. They're both running an NH35A, and both of the watches had an issue. So yeah. Um, the my fifth watch on the list is the vintage Pepsi GMT. No date. I really like this watch. Again, um, San Martin's Jubilee bracelets are very, very nice. I mean, very high quality. They feel good. Uh, I enjoy wearing these while I'm at work. Because again, like I wore this one 2 or 3 days at work. I haven't washed it or anything like that, and hopefully you guys can see there. Like this thing looks like $1 million. Uh, the bi-directional bezel action on this one feels better to me than a couple of the others. The locking mechanism that they use really does kind of lock it in there. Um, this one with the sapphire bezel, I I really really enjoy it being fully loomed. It has a very like bakelite looking appearance to it, especially like when it's glowing at night. It's just gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. The faux patina on this, and same thing with like this one. Um, the looms on these two, like we can re-rank a couple of these. If we're going by loom, I'm just going by like which watch I like the best. 1 to 5, but um, the loom is very bright on both of these initially, and it lasts a good long while. It just does not last all night. Um, and again, like if we're going to go by loom, ranking them by loom. Okay, so that was a list of just which ones are my favorites. Now by loom, these two with the BGW9 are much much better. I have found that this one lasts longer than this one, but I can still read both of them when I wake up in the morning. So by loom, again, San Martin or the SNO 19, then the SNO 111. then it would go these two right here. Because again, they're very very close, kind of running neck and neck, and then loom wise, this one here, the BGW9 glows nice at first, and it is pretty bright. However, the indices for them to put the loom on is not very big, so it does dim out a lot quicker than the other ones. But again, that's even true for the thing that this is homaging. Um, and again, in comparison to like what's on my wrist, no. Uh, like these all do very, 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 very well for their price point, but like the loom on this one, insane. Uh, it's bright as hell. You can see it good long time, and even when you wake up in the morning, you can clearly see the indices in the hands. But again, huge price difference there. Um, you know, these ones with the automatic adjusting system, or it's not automatic, but I like it because you can just put it on and tighten it up. So it makes it much easier to slide that one on. Yeah, and like that's the thing, as far as it being a numbers game, when Seiko's putting out so much stuff, there's going to be some issues. No, actually, Narrow, uh, I like all these watches for like different reasons. Um, like this is the watch that I really love the most is the Geno's, but they're expensive, so I want to take care of them. And since I'm an auto mechanic, uh, these will take the ass whooping, but do I really want to give a $1,500 watch the ass whooping? And yes, I do. I wear them to the shop most of the time because, like I said, this one's brand new, so this is the only reason why this one hasn't been to the shop. But like my other ones, I wore to the shop immediately. I was super proud of them, and like I said, they were my watches. And honestly, I wouldn't have bought most of all these other watches had I not started the watch channel. Um, but however, like with me, curiosity killed the cat, and I just had to find out for myself. I kept seeing all these other reviewers and review these watches and give them all such like super high praises, and like just it seemed like only one or two like no name companies would catch a side eye or a misspoken word on their stuff, but I don't know. It seemed like there was a lot of people that were telling the truth and whatnot, but there was a lot of people that were really kind of passing the buck on things because like with the Paganis, like okay, I got one of the Paganis sitting right here. Okay, this one don't wind right. All right, now I remember watching a few videos and they're like, oh, there's some quality control issues and this and that. Um, in comparison to like any of these San Martin watches, man, this thing's a total piece of shit. Like it just is. You know what I'm saying? It's got back play in the bezel. The damn thing doesn't wind right. There's play here in the end links. It's just, and I mean it's $80, but this thing's got a piece of shit Miyota movement in it, and it doesn't function correctly. And unfortunately, that's not the only Pagani story that I have. Y'all can go look at the video. Most of y'all, I'm sure, have already seen it. Where I'm telling y'all, just don't even buy a Pagani. Like they have made improvements and this and that, but you know what? It's at this point that I'm like, yeah, you're not getting no more money out of me. You're not doing it. It's just we're done. Um, and like the reason why I do the channel is to get all the different levels and this and that. So that way, if y'all don't need to spend extra money, then great. If it is totally worth the extra money, then absolutely, I want to tell you because like this one, back to the Janot, this is absolutely worth the $1,700 I paid for it. Like this is as close to the big R level of quality that you will get. It's a Swiss movement. It's regulated. It's ceramic. It's got all the coolest features of all the Rolex Submariners of all the years. It's got the sword hands. It's got the ceramic bezel. It's got the big indices. It's got the glide, you know, on the fly adjust system. And it's got an SW200 that's been regulated. I mean, and a buttery smooth bezel that feels exactly the same. So, yes, this is absolutely worth that big money. But if you don't want to spend that big money, these are all very nice watches. And I mean, I like these because they got the high beat movement. It's basically the copy of that Swiss movement. Um, and yeah, they do give me a lot of the same fit and feel as a really expensive watch. It's not like I've never had a $10,000 watch on my hand because I have. I've had a $15,000 watch on my hand. Matter of fact, the $15,000 one I won't impress because it was a 2005 Rolex Cope, and it's a hollow bracelet. So it just But like this one here, I leave this one just a little loose because like I said, I'm down here in the south. It gets a little hot and sweaty. I go out, be outside for a few minutes. This bad boy be snugged up no time. So, but yeah, like it's that blue. I love it. I love that color. It's just so gorgeous. I love being out and when this thing hits the sunlight. Oh man, it's so pretty. It's just so gorgeous. Yeah, and see, y'all got that crazy ass import tax and stuff like that. So, I mean, if you can get it from the Europe or the European warehouse, then yeah, it's worthwhile. Um, but no, I mean, it just like okay, for me, my very first time when I went into a dealer that was a gray dealer, and they had a cases full of Rolexes, and I'm like, hell yeah, this is the first time I've ever got to see any Rolex up close and personal in my life. Well, I started on the wrong end of the counter. I started on the end of the newer shit, and I saw all that, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, this is exactly what I was expecting, like the level of quality and like this and that. And then they told me the price tag, so I'm like, oh, I thought they were going to be like closer to like five, maybe $6,000. They were like, oh well, we got some that are at that range. Let's walk down this way. And we walked down to the late '80s, early '90s counter, and the quality level dropped off significantly. Let's just say I went from being impressed to depressed. I'm like, what? I that one's $15,000 and this one's $6,000. Okay, that's cool. They're both Submariners, but this one rattles and jingles like it'd be like trying to go and get a brand new BMW M3, and then they take you over to show you the 1990s model M3 that's just got bad shocks and bushings and everything's rattling and making all kinds of fucking noise and just yeah, that's what it was like. And then I went home and I actually started doing some more research and learning about the company and everything like that. And now I'm like, holy shit! Until they got to like recent times, to like not till past 2010, the watches were made pretty at best. You know, in the 70s, that was the whole reason why they had to introduce gold into the watches was to make them feel more luxurious and better than what the fuck they really were. So, like, yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it was, you know. So yeah, and see, like that's the thing. Like one of the old timers I work with said it best, man. He's like, they were just the best of the shittiest shit, you know, back in the day. You know, like all watches were crap, but they were just the least crappy of the other watches. And I mean, especially you compare it to anything modern, like and like that's really the issue. Like would I rather have like genuinely would I rather have this watch or a vintage Rolex? We're going to take the money out of the equation. I would rather have this one. Like this one just feels better. It's just solid in links, you know, all that kind of stuff. What's up, Ezekiel? Exo, or I guess that's Eagle 215 because you're the Eagles fan. But yeah, I mean, you know, it just yeah, I don't know. Like this watch actually feels much better built than one from like the '90s. My buddy Bo has got one, and it's a beautiful watch, and I would love to get my hands on it because it is a Rolex. But like other than the Rolex movement that's inside of it, this feels like it's better made. Like you know, so it's or short for Excalibur. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you for the explanation. That makes that a whole lot easier. Um, did you pull the sword from the stone? Or no, that was the sword in the stone. Aha. So I don't know. A lot of these, like my buddy Joe, me and him, just you know, kind of collaborating on the Black Bay 58 with the red bezel that he just come out with. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Have you all seen the new San Martin Black Bay 58 with the red bezel and the Jubilee bracelet? Basically, they copied the what you know the Tudor pretty fast. Like it was on it. Um, but it's even got the Jubilee bracelet with the adjusting system. So like I was like, oh hell yeah. Um, I'm not a red guy and whatnot, but Joe went ahead and bought the watch. He's having it shipped to me, and I'm going to review it for you guys, and then I'm going to ship it to him. So I'm really excited to see that one. Like that, that's like it looked really good in the pictures. Oh wow, really? That's awesome. Like the San Martin or the real one? I mean, either way, it's awesome. But you know, is she's really a keeper. Oh man, dude, Excalibur, dude. Well, now I know how to call you Excalibur. You obviously picked you know, the right kind of things. You know what I'm saying? You got you a real keeper there. I mean, I know she's already your wife and whatnot, but yeah, I mean, you know, I'd be maybe looking out for that indiscretion now. Like, but I got you a tutor. All right, damn it. I guess I gotta forgive you. You know, no, that's awesome, man. Like that. Congratulations, dude. That is fucking very killer. Did she? Was it the? Well, congratulations, man. That's fucking really badass. Was it the 39 or the 41 millimeter? Just out of curiosity. Oh man, see, okay. I would definitely have gone that exact same route. So like, she's my kind of girl. Um, yeah, like definitely. Because I mean, you know, like I said, because you were in here earlier. Hold on, the ads man is trying to come in here. Hang on, we'll skip all that. Um, you know, like I said, I know you came in late, but like my first two picks were both my blue dials. You know, so the fact that she got you the 39 millimeter blue dial, like that's just a sexy ass watch to me. Like I really like that one. Um, if it just if it didn't have the 60 click bezel, I would already own that watch also. Like that's what kills me. Like the 39 millimeter, I like the case, I like the thickness, I like the bracelet, I like everything about it better than the 41, except for it's the 60 click bezel. Uh, the 41, the bezel action is more like what I want, but I don't like anything else about the damn watch. It's bigger, heavier, thicker. And that's kind of why I like my San Martin version here, just because it's still a 40 mil, like I like, and I kind of want to get the blue version of it. Um, but like everybody was asking earlier, like how many times you're going to buy the same kind of watch, and it's like, look, when they make you happy and whatnot, I like being able to switch it up and change things and like match up with outfits and stuff. He's like, honestly, with my shirt that I'm wearing today, like this would be the watch that I really want to wear. You get what I mean? I'm wearing the Janot, which is also kind of close, but because this has got the yellowish, tinge to it. With yeah, I mean, why not match the best we can, right? Especially for no more than what the San Martin is charging for the watches. I don't even sweat it, man. Like I get it what you're saying that the San Martin with the tax in Europe, it's pushed up a little closer to the $400 or $500 range on the watch, or even the $300 range, and watches like this one where it's normally like $200. But for what they cost, I really like their watches. Now, as far as the customer service and everything else, it it is what it is. Because like I've been going round and round and round with San Martin right now about trying to get the damn titanium SNO 111, and the new GMT watch that they just came out with the sword hands. I think that was a really good looking watch. Both of them were very interesting to me. I like both of them. Um, but yeah, it's just back and forth, pain in the ass constantly. It just no, it's not no fun. I like just being able to cut a deal, get something done. Because like that's the thing. Like San Martin ain't never gave me nothing. Like they'll give me a discount. San Martin has given me multiple discounts on multiple times, and some several hefty ass ones. Um, but like they've never given me a watch or nothing. So uh, with all that being said, I mean, and like that's not really germane. I don't even know where the fuck I was going with all that, but it just like I like their watches, I like their quality. The customer service is kind of eh. Um, and even I've sent them videos where like, hey, there was this issue or that issue, and at no point were they like, oh, thank you for pointing that out or anything like that. It was just whatever, buddy. Uh, but yeah, like basically they want me to sell the watches, much like another channel that I would not name. Actually, multiple channels. Uh, yeah, and like that's the whole thing. Like, if it's a major faux pas, something boo booed on the watch, they seem to be on that. If it's something like the bezel is just ever so slightly misaligned, they're like, live with it. You know what I mean? Like, they're not. You're not going to get no satisfaction on that part. Now, like the bracelet completely falls apart or the watch quits working, um, they'll do something about that kind of stuff. Uh, but yeah, like even then, it's they want you to ship it back and this and that and blah blah blah, and you know sometimes the damn shipping it back, especially shipping it back to China. Man, I had some shit I had to ship back. It cost is like it was within $10 of what the item cost. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this again. Next time I was just fucking throw it in the trash because to ship it back to get your money back was to get $10. So yeah, um, and just so we know and whatnot. Like I'm sure everybody knows, but I'm going to grab the rest of my San Martin watches because I have a lot more than just these five, but these are my top five. And for anybody joining lately or joining late, the top five goes SNO 109 or SNO 19 blue, specifically the blue, because it wouldn't be the number one if it wasn't the blue one. Um, SNO 58 GX, this is the 36 millimeter in the blue. And then, like I said, these two were kind of tied, but I really think this one's a little bit better done. The Black Bay 58. I really enjoy this one, but the bezel action is just a little light, and doesn't have the PT 5000. Now, like I said, I'm trying to get that titanium version. But again, where I don't know if they're going to put the glide lock in this one or the gliding system in this one, but you can get the buckle for it separate. Uh, this one does come with a gliding buckle, so I'm pretty sure they're going to put the gliding buckle on these, but they're probably going to sell all the ones that they have with the old buckle and make you buy the other one because that's just how a smart motherfucker would do it. They'd make you spend that money. And then of course my number five position is the vintage faux patina GMT uh, Pepsi bezel. This thing, like I said, I really love the way it fits and feels. The all brushed finish instead of it being all polished up really holds up good. I wear this watch at work all the time, and I mean, you can see the scratches on the buckle there. See, come on, camera, fucking focus. I mean, you guys can see what I'm saying. There's scratches all on the buckle, but you don't see it all on the side of the case. You know, like it looks really good, and like that's one thing that all three of these have in common. They all got that brushed case on the side. It's not really polished up. And yeah, that's why like these three are probably the three that I wear to the shop the most. Um, because I do wear this one quite a bit to the shop, but as you can see, it is showing scratches like a champ. You know, the high polished sides and stuff like that. I mean, you can just see all the different scratches and everything on there. So, what's up, Mr. Mike? It's cool, man. It's cool. Race weekend, huh? Yeah, actually, I got a race tomorrow out at Langley Speedway. Hang on a second. Let me grab a couple of other San Martin watches. Oh, do 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 do. Good Lord, I ain't got enough hands. Now, ugh, I really do like my two tones. And again, like if you guys wanted one of these, you know, I'm not gonna hate on you. Like again, both of these are rocking the NH35A, and we went over this a little bit earlier. Um, I like the NH35A, but I recently have had quite a few issues, and I know somebody else has had an issue, and you know, yeah. But I like both of these, especially because their price point and the loom is just as good on these as it is on this one. And yeah, that's right. This one does have a 21 millimeter bracelet, where these two are both the 20 mil. So with all that, I mean, you know, these are a nice runner up to like a sixth place of my favorites. Um, because I do really enjoy both of these watches. They look really good and they wear excellent. Uh, they do have a little bit different style clasp on these ones, but they have a shit ton of micro adjust. Again, no fun having to bust out a toothpick or something, but if it does get too tight on you and it's just unbearable, there is a way of getting relief. It's just not convenient. Um, this one, uh, another one of the GMTs that they make, and this has got the high beat movement in it. Um, After we do the Chronos giveaway, which is coming up, that we will be doing more. Well, once we hit 2,100 subscribers, but once we give that one away, this one will be the next giveaway watch. I'm going to put this one back on its original bracelet, and it will be the next giveaway watch. The loom on this is fantastic. It's got a fully loomed bezel. Um, the indices and everything like that. It lasts a good long time. It just, for me, it doesn't have a Cyclops for the date, and it's just driving me crazy. Other than that, I really like this watch. Um, it does have the uni directional bezel, but this has got the same super firm, like no back play, great bezel that the SN019 has. So I really don't see any problem with that. Uh, Other than I like the bi-directional now. It's one of them things I really didn't think I would. Like when I ordered these up, I believe I ordered this one and this one at the same time, and I totally planned on this one being the the keeper, the one I just loved. And oh yeah, and I also got a Sugess on the Jubilee bracelet uh, with the bi-directional bezel, and basically the Sugess is the one for me. But this one will be the next giveaway watch. Um, but yeah, I do enjoy this watch. It fits and wears well. Uh, it's just the stupid no Cyclops. Now these two, I was wearing these last week or the week before. I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago. Um, but I actually prefer these on this black rubber strap that I got off of AliExpress for $3. Uh, they both feel good on the leather, and the leather is actually very nice, high quality leather. But like for me at the shop, I don't want to tear up the leather, man. I don't want to get grease all over it. But I don't give a shit about the silicone rubber. The grease comes right off of that. Uh, and like here, I'll show you. It looks really sharp. I mean, it looks good on the titanium. I mean, simple gray, black. I like that, and it's very comfortable this way. Um, and the YN55 movements that are in here work very well. They seem to be very precise. Uh, but like okay, so you see how it is on the orange or with the brown. Come on. Do, do, do. But I really like this thing on the black. Like, it just looks sharp. Damn it. There we go. Click into the hole. Mhm. There we go. See, like, how much better is that, right? I mean, that is super hot. All right, I'm sorry, Nara. Which one was it that you said that you have? Is I missed it. I wasn't paying attention to the screen. Here, I want to slap this pilot's watch on real quick. The GMT without the Cyclops. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, I I like that watch, but like I said, I really like the Cyclops and being able to read the date because even with my glasses on, that one's hard for me to read. Like it's just it is like the date is just the date window is just small. Um, but other than that, I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful watch, man. The finishing on it is fucking really good, and I mean, the bezel action is very nice. I mean, it's very nice. Uh, and to be perfectly honest, I mean, I was very anti bi-directional bezel for the longest time, um, until more recently that it was just like, you know what, the bi-directional really does help on a GMT. Uh, like when you're trying to do the math, um, especially in your head, yeah, it's a pain in the ass already, and then you got to spin the bezel a certain direction and line it up with such and such, and do the hokey pokey and blah blah blah. Uh, because like I don't know about for you, but like every time like I go to Google, well, I'm sure not for you because you're in Europe. You might. So where exactly in Europe are we talking? Like in the UK, or are we talking Netherlands or something, or what? Uh, because at any rate, if you're in the UK and like Spain, okay. So you're are you on the GMT line or are you just to the left of it? Like if I was looking at the map, you'd be just past, so like one time zone over or something. But yeah, yep, plus one. See, okay, I'm pretty good. I know my geography a little bit. Um, so like you know, trying to just set the watch just like 1 hour different is not that bad, but like if you were trying to set your time or set it to my time with that 1 hour bezel and like I'm +5, I think. Uh, yeah, it's not as easy. You know what I mean? Even when I like Google it, it'd be like, "What's GMT time now?" And it'll tell me what GMT time is, and I go to set the damn watch, and it'll give it to me like regular, like it's 11 p.m. over there. I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the 24-hour bezel, and I'm like, well, fuck, which way do I need to move it? And like, of course, for like 11 p.m., I mean, you get what I'm saying. Uh, because you can move the jumping hour hand, or not the jumping hour hand, but the little blue hand. It just makes it more complicated when it's a damn unidirectional bezel than it has to be in in comparison to a bidirectional bezel. You know, both the 24-hour bezel. Oh, well, see that's actually one of the things. Um, that Traveler that I got from Janot, it's got the 12-hour bezel, and I thought that was kind of stupid, but it's not. It's actually much easier to tell time somewhere else in the world, because you know you're not using military time. I guess if you're used to military time or Zulu time or whatever, then it's like that's all second nature to you and all that kind of stuff. But like every time I go to use it, my brain's got to do like a fucking algebra equation to get the right answer. And even then, I usually don't carry the one right and get definitely the wrong one. But yeah, actually, I believe I still actually have a few other San Martin watches, but um, like I said, the five that I showed you, those are the ones that I wear the most. Uh, I really started wearing these pilot watches more. I like that bronze, man. I mean, it looks cool, and again, like with this shirt, like that matches much better the black and the bronze, with that. But it just I like having a whole bunch of different watches. I like being able to switch it up. I like, like okay, let's be honest here, guys. If we lived in a perfect world, and we absolutely could, we would have 15 super hot girlfriends, and we'd go out with a different one, hell, twice a day. Because we got 15 of them, and there's 7 days in a week, and three on Sunday, right? But we can't. Okay, society says that's a no-no. The girls say that's a no-no. The only motherfucker I know that gets to pull it off is Hugh Hefner and Andrew Tate. So yeah. At any rate, we can do that with our watches though. We can switch out our watches 2, 3 times a day. We can have one for this mood or that mood or whatever, and it's fine. Nobody can say no shit to us because we bought them. They're ours. It's what we want to do. That's fine. Everybody else want to do crazy ass shit with all their wokeness and whatever other woo shit. Yeah, whatever. Fine, that's fine. You guys do that. Yo, Joe, you done cutting the grass? Yeah, I know. Look, I'm not saying that mine's a little borderline compulsive, but like that's why I got. Look, just start your a watch channel, man. Then it's not a problem. It's a business expense, tax write off. Serious. Yeah, I mean, look, I think we all have a problem, Excalibur. You know, damn, Joe. I know it's got to be humid as fuck up there, man, because it's humid as hell here, dude. I mean, it has been raining and nasty all this last week, and it is just moisture everywhere. And you just walk outside for a few minutes and you start sweating. It's nasty. But I was telling everybody about the watch we ordered up, Joe, or that I told you about, and then you ordered, and I'm going to ship it to you and all that good stuff. But yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, Joe actually lives in Pennsylvania. There, Excalibur. I know you're an Eagles fan. I'd say if you ever happen to be down here around the Norfolk way in Virginia, they have a place called Eagles and Philly Steak and Cheese Subs. Well, they're owned by the same people, but one's in Norfolk and the other one's in Virginia Beach. Um, but I guess Eagles is how they uh, say Eagles up in Philly. Like it doesn't sound like Eagles; it's the Eagles. We're gonna go see the Eagles. Yeah. So yeah, but at any rate, well, I hear you, man. I mean, they got super badass subs and stuff in there. It just, I'm just saying, like, if you really like the Philly steak and cheese, they actually get the bread from Philly and bring it in weekly, every week. It's so funny. But yeah, it's by far the best fucking Philly steak and cheese sub I've ever had. And I mean, I've even had one in Philly, and this one's much better. And not to top it off, but like their walls are like plastered with all these famous people from Philadelphia who's come in and had a sub there. So just saying. Uh, but yes, I agree. Myrtle Beach is much cooler than Virginia Beach. And I mean, I've lived here all my life. Like back in the 80s and 90s, Virginia Beach was fucking badass, dude. It was like what you would imagine Mardi Gras or Times Square on those kind of like super big party nights, but it was like every Friday night, every Saturday night. I mean, it was wild. Um, I We used to go to Myrtle Beach in my 20s and whatnot. That place is set up way better. Like they got a dividing line. It's like if you don't want to see sex, debauchery, and craziness, don't go past this line. This is the family end. You want to do family shit? You keep your family ass over here. Here's where the bars start. From this way down, crazy shit's gonna go on. And like no open alcohol container laws. You can like walk out the bar with a drink. You don't have to like sit there and slam your drink right. If you want to get up and leave that place, you can just fucking leave. Um, that and like what liquor gets cut off at 2, but they serve beer till 5. Oh my god, Joe, I can't even imagine how awesome Myrtle Beach was in fucking '88. Like in '88, Virginia Beach was awesome. I could only imagine Myrtle Beach was 10 times better. Um, and like They got badass strip clubs there too, boy. Like my boy, well, fuck it, his wife knows, so ain't right. Um, and he ain't married that bitch no more, anyways. But my boy Nick, we took him down there for his bachelor party. We went like 20 of us deep, and we literally went to every strip club in town. And what was funny though is that me and my boy Jason had been down there like 2, 3 weeks before that, and we had hit a couple of the strip clubs. We already found like the best one, and we were trying to tell everybody, we're like, look, we need to go over to this one. This is the one. Fuck all these other ones. They're like, nah, we want to go to every single one. It's like, cool. So we went and hit every strip club in Myrtle Beach, every last one of them. And I mean, it was cool and all, but what wound up happening? We went to the one that we told them we needed to go to in the first place, and every last one of them. As soon as we got there, man, fuck, we should have listened to y'all and just come here. It's like, told y'all. Because they got this one place. I guess it used to be a warehouse. Like they had a huge, giant stage and like tables, and the girls could come to the tables and dance right on the table for you, and just yeah, it was super crazy. I don't even remember what the hell the place was called, but yeah, fun times in Myrtle Beach to be had by gentlemen. Myrtle Beach was also my kind of town because they had a dirt racetrack, right in the middle of town. Not like off in the outskirts, out in the country. No, it was right in the middle of fucking town, right next to the go kart racing track, and right next to the NASCAR race or the NASCAR restaurant. So yeah, my kind of place. Very white trashy. It is what it is. I love that place, man. Um, I haven't been back since I was in my 20s. I need to go back. That place was a good time. Uh, but of course, I don't drink and hang out and party like I used to. So I don't know how much of a good time it is for me now because I ain't gonna want to stay over there on the family side with everybody with a bunch of crotch goblins and you know all that kind of good fun stuff. Yeah. Uh, so what's y'all's favorite San Martin watches? If y'all got any, what's your favorite ones? I know Joe really likes his chronograph. Um, you know, Nerad said he likes, or Nerp says he likes his GMT. Oh, okay. John LaCroix says he's got a GMT on sale. Ah, well, yeah. I guess you're not allowed to have any other favorites until you get another one, huh? I'm really interested to see how that red Black Bay is going to come out. Like how close they're going to get it for you, there, Joe. Um, I don't know how much thicker that the Jubilee bracelet's going to be, and I think that might be your disappointment because I mean all the Jubilees that I have of theirs, they're all about the same or very close. I don't know, I'd have to measure it, but they're all very similar. But they are comfortable. I do like them. It is a very spiffy setup. I got you, Excalibur. Oh shit! Yeah, you obviously don't need to do that. Well, I mean, nah, fuck it. I would just wear the tutor. I was gonna say, well, you can still get the San Martin like to beat up and not tear up your tutor, but man, that's a present from your wife and everything like that, and like, no, just wear the tutor, man. Just enjoy the shit out of that watch. But that's not like one you're going to be able to sell. You get what I mean? So if you're not going to be able to sell it, you might as well just enjoy it and wear it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. You know, they do got very nice Explorer watches. Uh, they actually just came out with a new one, I do believe. I was looking at the website just the other day, um, and it had like nice like hands with like points, like kind of like arrows, but not necessarily sword hands, like arrow hands. They didn't have the Mercedes stuff on them, uh, but they had nice numerals like a 12, 3, 6, and 9, which I thought was really cool looking. Um, and it also had the gliding clasp, so right, cool deal there. You know what I mean? I mean that's and think it was right around 220 for the watch. So not too terribly expensive. Um, you know, the they have another one. Like I said, they've got a real nice looking GMT that they just come out with. It's like a GMT diver that's rocking the NH34A in it. Which I'm interested in that one. I think that one's the SN0112. Excuse me. Uh, but yeah, like you know, for the SN017, I do like these watches. I like the two tone. You can get it in the black and the green and whatnot, and I think you need to get it in just all blue. Um, but I I prefer the 1.9 because this one comes with a PT 5000. The 1.7 only comes with the NH35A. Um, Now again, the big complaint I have on this one is you know the lack of the quick adjustments and stuff like that. I don't like getting stuck out somewhere and it being like super tight on my wrist. But like I've got this one adjusted almost all the way in, and I kind of need to take out another link. But I'm hesitant to do so because then it's just going to be a little bit too tight, and it just yeah. Like, I really wish they would come out with the quick clasp for this. Um, it would be very handy, very very handy. And honestly, I might actually just look to see if I can't make it work because they say it's supposed to be for 16 and under millimeters. I don't see why that's any thicker than that. I don't know. That does look a little bit wider, just a little bit. I don't know. Because it would suck not to have a two tone clasp, but that would just make this watch that much cooler. But the bezel action again on this thing, very very nice. That's one thing I really will give to San Martin is that their bezels are for the most part very well done. Um, I mean the watch overall, I mean all their watches are well done, but there are just again the little occasional small things that you got to deal with. Like this one, the screw came loose just a tiny bit, made noise. Uh, you know this one and this one, they didn't get the case backs all the way tight. So they were both pulling hairs out of my arm, right out, like in between the case back and the case, is just ripping it out. Just sucked ass. Uh, this one, the bezel is slightly misaligned, just slightly, just a tiny bit. Not enough that I'm going to send it back or really fuss about it. Uh, but yeah, this one, the bezel action is just a little bit light. It's like they were trying to get more like the Janot with the smooth, buttery gliding feel. Um, but honestly, I think they should just stick with what they've been doing because, like, this bezel action feels excellent. You know, All the rest of these feels really, really good. This one is the only one that feels just a little bit light. Um, so I would just say keep doing with keep going and doing what you're doing. See the blue job, okay, with the loose screw. Okay, hang on. The 36 millimeter. This is the SNO 58GX. They do have a 40 millimeter version of this also. This is one of my absolute favorites. And like I said, all I had to do is I just had to pop open the back and tighten the screw up. This has got the PT 5000 movement in it. You can also get it with the SW 200. It does cost a little bit more. But this is, like I said, by far one of my favorites. Like I said, this is number 2 on my top 5 because yeah, I mean it's just absolutely gorgeous. And here I'll grab the 40 millimeter. I actually just regulated the 40 mil the other day because I was wearing this one for work Friday. All right, so this is the 40 millimeter version. Get it to focus. Damn it. Come on, camera. And I mean, you can tell that the blues are different. This is just a slightly more like a slate blue on this one, just a little bit. And actually, here, let me change the lighting here because I got kind of got a greenish hue going on. Damn it, how do I change that? There we go. All right. So that's with more of a white light. Like I said, this is the 40 mil. And again, PT 5000. I like this one also. Um, this one was just running just a little bit slow. So it was like running like minus 20 slow. So I'd open up the back and regulated this one. Got it down to about plus 6, or not plus 6, but minus 6. So we called it a day on that. But like I said, you can see the difference in the two blues. I mean, like it looks close, but it is different. And like when they take the picture on AliExpress, they look like they're the same fucking watch, but they're not. I promise you. Um, just because, like I said, uh, I got this one. It's like, oh hell yeah! And I looked at the picture, and when I got this watch, I was like, that doesn't quite look like the same blue in the picture, but it's kind of close. Uh, I ordered up this one for my girl. Not this. Well, I ordered her one of these, and then I wound up ordering me one of these because once I got hers in, I was like, bitch, I don't even want to give it to you now. I mean, that thing's fucking sexy as fuck. I was like, I want that goddamn watch. So now me and her both got a 36 blue just like this. And then, like I said, I do enjoy the 40 mil blue, but depending on the size of your wrist, you know, like that doesn't look bad, but the 36 looks better. I mean, I think most of y'all would agree. I don't know. Last time I did the wrist comparison, y'all said most of y'all said the 40, but you know, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, you can't really go wrong with either one of them. Uh, I don't know, but yeah, both of these PT 5000, you know, Jubilee bracelet, yes. Uh, if you go in my videos, you can find I've got links to these on their review. their respective reviews, I do believe. Um, I know I definitely have it for this one. Um, but yeah, like these are super well executed. Um, like I was saying earlier in the video, I would really rather have this current model. Oh yeah, man. And like it just this thing is just. I'd rather have this nice current model San Martin than the vintage. Like if I could get like a Rolex from the '80s, I'd still probably go with this one because just the solid links, the all the other good stuff. Yeah, I mean this thing is just it's very nice. It's a very very sexy watch. I love wearing it. Um, and I mean, you know, I'm trying to talk into doing a jubilee for theirs. Um, it's just coming down to a cost thing, and they got to find somebody that will make it for them to their standards. Which that's kind of where the issue comes in for them because their standards are high as fuck, and they're not going to tolerate no bullshit because they're putting their name on it, and ultimately that's going to be the final say so there. Yeah, because matter of fact, this one's still no. Oh no, okay. Yeah, I had the damn date set wrong on that one. I was walking around all day yesterday with the wrong date on my watch. Ain't that a bitch? But yeah, I mean, these even as they're dress watches have a 100 meter with water resistant and screw down crown. Um, and one of the cool things I really like about these, like I like about the Rolex is that the fluted bezel is white gold, but I like having the all stainless steel version. Like I would really like to have one with precious metal, but you know what I mean. Like just if you want the all stainless steel version, you got to get it with a smooth bezel, and it looks very plain Jane. It looks extremely bland. I can totally see why people are putting in crazy ass color dials in it because they're like, man, I'm wearing a fucking $5,000 Rolex and ain't nobody looking at me. Yeah, I like when I first got into it, man. When I first looked at the Jubilee bracelets, to me they looked very girly, and I just was not into it at all. And like now, it's by far the way. Like if I get me a date just, it's going to be on a Jubilee. If I get me my Batman, it's going to be on the Jubilee. Like, I don't want them. I don't want them otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's so crazy because at the very very beginning, that would not have been my my initial. I would have wanted the oyster bracelet uh, because I really wanted a Submariner. And to be honest, I didn't even want to date just or um, like I did want the Batman, but again, I wanted it on oyster bracelet. Uh, but I oh really? Wow, is that going to fit on there right? Oh, I guess Uncle Seiko is just a brand. Like they make different bracelets for different watches. See, like that's why I really want that new Jubilee uh, bracelet from Tudor or whatever. Um, as soon as they switch up the bezel color on that watch, I will probably get that one. Okay, see, then I might have to go down there and get me a damn Tudor and that bracelet because that's where it's at. Like I met one of my neighbors the other day. As I was pulling in a neighborhood, there's a 4.5 foot long fucking timber rattlesnake, big giant thing. It's about this big around. Uh, Anyway, he's out taking a video of it because you can't kill it. These are fucking endangered species. Anyway, I pull up and I'm like, yeah, well, see, I don't know. The Tudor, come on down here, Mike. The Tudor store over here, they got the shit damn near out the out the wazoo. They don't have the Pelagos, but they got any of the regular black bays, just not the red one and not the Pelagos. Um, but what was I saying? Oh yeah. Well, I noticed he was wearing a Rolex and shit. So next thing I know, I pulled over, jumped out. It was like, hey man, blah blah blah, this and that, and me and him were talking. And I was wearing my whoop ass racing Submariner homage that I have on a Jubilee bracelet. And he was like, man, where the fuck did you get that thing? That is badass looking. Blah blah blah. Because you don't see a Submariner on a Jubilee. Um, so hey Rolex, guess what you need to do? You need to put the fucking Submariner on a Jubilee, especially with some glide lock. Somebody, fuck. I mean, okay. Well, look, we know it's coming. We know it's coming. You did it with Tudor already. You always try to slip it in on everybody, real easy and gentle, like with Tudor, just to see how it goes. And of course, yes, we like it, but fucking, I don't like the red bezel. Give me a blue bezel and a blue dial, or some black on black with that Jubilee, or a black on blue, or a blue on black, or whatever. I just, come on, man, can't work with red. Fuck. Yeah, I know that's why I was saying, like, I want well, the Batman, the Batgirl, the blue and black bezel, like that's the one I want now. Like, I was on the list originally for a Black Submariner and the Batman. I wanted it on the Oyster bracelet, and then after that visit to the store, I got this one and like five or six others. You know, two that I had made, one from Pagani, um, and then I got the one from Sujes. Uh, this one right here. Once I got this one, all the ones on the oysters was like, eh. And I mean, like, I've got like four or five Batman on the oysters. This one right here, uh, is so like this is super clone level. Like literally, I've had it at the jewelry store. Even they were super impressed. They were like, "How much is that?" And I'm like, $300. Yep, high beat movement, super high quality, everything, end links, blah blah blah. Bracelet feels great, and the bezel action is very buttery smooth. The only thing I don't like about it is that its locking position. You can feel it. You feel it click and lock, but it's just not as positive as I would like it to be. But it is, yeah, like it's good enough to the point to where I'm really questioning whether I would run down there. Like, if I could get it from the AD at the price that it's supposed to be, I would definitely run down there and get it. Um, just because it has such a high resale value. Not that I would turn around and flip it immediately, but I would feel secure in the fact that when I want to sell it, it would be fine. Uh, but yeah, this thing here, totally worth. What do you think of the super clone replica? Is it worth it? This, um, yeah, I definitely feel so. And of course, Mr. Mike, I know, we know about your whole Daytona experience and whatnot and everything. Um, and again, I mean, yeah, you had two issues. I don't know whether you sent the watch in and they fixed that one, and then there was still an issue. So basically, that one was just a turd from the beginning. But I do know that the one that they sent you that we definitely know is a brand new one that you had never seen before is working correctly. So that can happen to anybody with a mechanical watch, or any of the companies with a mechanical watch. Uh, and you're the you're the only person I've heard have that kind of an issue. Not saying it's an isolated one, but it's, as far as I know, it's the only one that I am personally aware of. But yeah, I would totally say if you was wanting the Batman GMT, um, go hit up the Suggest website and get theirs on the Jubilee. Uh, it is well worth it. Um, Also, there's Submariner with the high beat. That one's by far my favorite off of AliExpress. Uh, Even more so than all of these, because it is just that close. It is really that close. And yes, I actually have a super clone to compare it to. So, and it costs twice as much as the fucking Seaman. So yeah, and like that's really the thing. It just depends on, like, how honest are we being with ourselves? How close are you trying to get to what it is that they're homaging? Um, because San Martin makes a damn fine watch. Uh, and I think they've steered clear just enough to be not on that ragged ass edge. I think Sujes is a little bit more of the fuck it, we're going to get as close to the edge as possible. Fuck it, we're going to ride the edge. Matter of fact, we're going to redefine the edge. You know, but like this watch, I love it. It fits very, very good. It's got the little dive extension in the bracelet or in the clasp, um, which, like I said, that works quite nice. But yeah, I mean, this is by far one of my absolute favorite watches to wear. Like, fits great. You know, Again, if I go outside, this thing will snuggle right on up. I gotta leave it just a little bit loose, you know, because for me, I can usually run around with it not fully extended. Um, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's really, really friggin' miserable outside and really super humid, I'll have to pop it. Um, which that usually makes it just a little bit too loose for me. But you know, down here in the south and the heat and the misery of the humidity, that's what you got to do sometimes. But even with the diver's extension popped or just a easy extension, um, it's not that bad. It just it'll actually go all the way down to the bottom of my wrist. So I don't know. Like I said, uh, if I ever get the call, they better have it on it better be a Batgirl because that's what I want. I do not want the other. And the reason why is I've worn this watch to the shop a ton of times, and you can't tell. Jubilee just hides it. It don't show anything, And I mean, like, the only thing that will tell you is the polished area right here. That will tell you I don't worn this bitch to the shop a bunch. But yeah, no, I mean, this is by far one of my absolute favorite watches. You know, I love the bi-directional action on this. The Jubilee bracelet, yeah, like everything is just spot on, dead nuts, like what you want. And again, I think 360, fuck yeah. You know, it really makes you like it's good. It's so good that it really makes you question like okay, if you weren't able to turn around and sell that Batman out of the AD for more than what you paid for it, like if you were going to maybe take a loss, like maybe just maybe, but it wasn't an absolute guarantee that you would be able to walk out the door and be able to sell it for a ton more, you would be not as willing to jump on it. You know what I'm saying? Um, because like I said, since I've had this one, my desire to get that has dropped way down. And like every time I walk into the gray dealer and I see it for twice what it normally is supposed to cost at $20,000, I'm like, no, no, that will never fucking happen. What's up, Underachiever? It's all good. Spell it the watch. Oh, hold on. I think I missed out a little. Okay, hold on. I should offer rubber shaft option for free with your Twister bracelet. Again, yeah, I mean, but who the fuck wants to wear a Rolex and a rubber bracelet, dude? I mean, I don't. Like the whole oyster flex and all. No, I don't understand it. Suggesss. John, sorry, but yeah, Suggesss. But yeah, Underachiever, what you up to, buddy? We got Excalibur and Nero. We got everybody hanging out today. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know, and like I said, the titanium, the whole idea of like some of these watches being done in titanium now for the prices that they're able to do it for, it just really makes you question. It's like, um, why is everybody else charging so much again? Uh, because like the price that they're selling the titanium version of this one, all right, even with the SW200 in it, it's like less than $500. You know, which I mean that just seems pretty crazy. That seems pretty insane. Like, how the fuck are you even able to pull that off? Um, you know, so I don't know. Uh, it really begs me to question, why the really big brands have got such like how much is a watch costing them to make? You know, how much money are y'all trying to really break it off on everybody for? And I understand, the retailers and this and that, but damn retailers ain't got nothing. I'm tired of them bogarting shit and not fucking letting everybody just buy shit when they want to be able to buy it. It's a pain in the ass. I want to be able to just walk in the store, fucking be like, here's my money, and walk out with shit. And like I said, it just, you know, how many of us would be still racing down to the AD if they gave us the call? You know what I'm saying? If you could just go down and get it whenever you want, really. Like, like if everybody was getting a call, like, like you went in, they just didn't have the specific thing you wanted that day, that color dial. And then 2 days later, your shit's in. Would you be as willing to pay that 10, 15, $20,000 because you could just get it like that? Like Watchfinder and Company and the Talking Hands and all that jazz, they were talking about it with the price of inflation. If you go back to what the price of the watches originally cost back in the day and just went up for what standard inflation is, you would be talking about $1,200, $1,500 for the watch. Basically, you'd be talking about it would cost what the Janot costs, right in that range. but for some reason it's 10 times that. Now, marketing and all that other kind of shit, like I get it. That stuff's important. You got to have it. But I mean, oh, what's up, Durban, South Africa? Awesome. Greed. Okay. I mean, Joe, I understand. I don't know. Maybe it's because San Martin and them are kind of just selling direct to us. They don't really have stores and shit. Uh, Maybe it's just because they just don't have all that extra overhead. Um, but nah, I mean, like it just like why can't it be more like Omega? Like I can walk into several stores here around in the area and walk out with the Omega I want today. And see, you're saying buy used, Mike, on an Omega. You're absolutely right. Because like Mr. Joe, he's trying to sell his, and it's a beautiful fucking watch, and I know it's super well cared for. I kind of want it, but at the same time, I'm not. Uh, I don't know. I just don't want it like that bad. Even at the price that he's willing to sell it at, and it's brand new. Like it's an excellent price, and then I'm just like, it's still more than I want to spend because I feel like if I ever want to go to sell it, I probably won't even be able to get what I would pay Joe for it, and I would feel bad paying Joe what he's asking for it because I know what he paid for it, and it's just like it's just not right. Like for it to be depreciating that fast and that violently is just fuck. Yeah, and that totally makes sense too, Excalibur. You know, and I mean, I think I'm coming up on my 1 year anniversary of actually going and getting put on the AD list. Um, at this point, a whole bunch of shit has changed, and like I even called up there, and well, that's what I was talking about with my list. I was originally on Submariner, Batman. Now I told them, and then I changed it to Tudor Pelagos. Um, that I was like, all right, take the Pelagos and the Batman, or take the Pelagos, the Batman, and the Submariner off. Put the Batgirl on, and put a blue 36 millimeter. Like I want a blue dial as close to this one as possible of a current date just. Uh, and that's what I'm actually on the list for. Yeah, Joe, I saw that blue strap you put on there, man. That looks excellent, dude. Like that really actually made me really kind of want to watch. Um, and again, I'm not much on rubber straps, but it looked that good, especially matching the dial of the face and everything. Um, and like that's the whole thing, though, man. Like I don't want to overpay. I don't want to pay extra for a used watch. Like if you have a used watch and it's right around its original or even just a little over its original MSRP, just because it's a little bit older, I can understand that. When you got watches that are 20, 30 years old looking ragged as hell, and you're talking about it's patina and this and that, man, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. It just, no. Fuck all that. Oh, you got another strap, a different one than the one you showed me? Because I was saying that one you showed me in the picture the other day looked good as fuck, dude. That shit looked badass. Um, and see, like those with the buckles on the bottom, they look cool to me, but every time I put one on, I'm just not impressed. Like it just, I don't like the way it feels. Like I would much rather have it be rubber like this than with the already buckle like this one. You know, uh, but yeah, like I don't know. I like having a huge variety of watches and even similar stuff because I just like being able to switch it up. I like being able to change. I just my mood changes a little bit here or there, or I just feel like putting on something else. Oh. Like I said earlier, you can't do it with the women. They won't let us, but you can do it with your watches. Not like they can stop you. I mean, like okay, for example, I've got like 6 different cars. Okay, I can't drive all of them at one time, but given a certain time, day, circumstance, or my mood, motherfucker, I might go get this one, then go drive around for a little bit and come back, and I'll be like, no, I want to go get that one, and I go take that one, and I go hauling ass around with that one. It all depends on what I want to do. But like I said, I can do that with my cars. I can do that with my watches. The girls aren't so understanding about all that. You got to have big bucks and millions of dollars, and then they might tolerate it. But yeah, I don't feel like coming up with all the stories and lies and bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I just hang out with the watches and the cars, be able to switch them up like I want. But oh man, anyway, you guys, ugh, I'm starving. I'm fucking needing a sandwich. I don't know about y'all. It's like getting late here. Oh damn, now we're up to 14 people. Now I feel bad. Okay, okay. So what do y'all want to talk about? Like we already talked about all my favorite San Martins. So for everybody that just joined in real fast, well, here's the list again real fast. Number one, SN019. Number two, SN058GX. Third and fourth place, respectively, the BB58 Homage. I don't remember what number. SN0111G is number four. And number five of the top five was the Pepsi Vintage Faux Patina GMT on the Jubilee bracelet. Oh man, don't be talking about eating ribs, man. Shit. I'm about to go to my favorite fucking restaurant here in just a few. I gotta wait for Katie to get back, so I'm gonna have to eat me a sandwich in between. My fucking stomach is growling. Top three brands that I own. Janot is number one. And I would have to go with Sujess and then San Martin of what I own. And it was see, I don't know. Damn it, I got Seiko's too. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to stand by with what I just said. Janot, Sujess, and then San Martin. Seiko would be number four. Um, and that's just because like of the two Seiko watches that I own. And again I own a bunch of watches with Seiko movements, but I own two Seiko watches. Um, the SKX5 that I got, the bracelet was put it on a Jubilee for like $30. Much better bracelet for $30. Nice buckle clasp like this, and solid end links. So, you know, well here I'll show you my Seikos. I got one of them from Joe. I got to put it back on his Jubilee bracelet. Uh, but again, they didn't come with one. Joe got one from I think it was Strap Code or Strapco. I don't know. The Jubilee bracelet he got for it is fucking super badass, high end quality. But there's my SKX5. And again, I put it on this bracelet. And like I said, the bracelet it came on is not terrible. Um, overall, I do like this watch, and I mean, I got this one for $200, so I got it at a pretty decent price. It keeps good time. The loom is decent. The bezel does line up correctly, but this bezel is just a little bit on the stiff side. Little hard to turn, but this is one of my favorite watches to wear for work and stuff like that because it didn't cost too terribly much, but it looks fucking fantastic, especially on that Jubilee. You know, I really like that. Um, this is my turtle that I got from Joe, and this one, Joe took super good care of it, so I don't never want to wear this one to the shop. But I really love the blue on the dial. Um, the bezel action on this is way better, but this one just feels funny to me on my wrist because typically my watches are all right around 40 millimeter or just under. This one is like 43, I think, if I remember correctly. Uh, and it's very top heavy. Um, I like the bezel action much better on this one. Like this one feels much smoother, much more luxury. It's much easier to turn. But you know, again, $500 Seiko versus $200 Seiko, and I mean, this thing's got a little bit of bezel play in it. I mean, it's not, you know, it's a Seiko. You know, like that. That's my whole issue, man. Is that this watch is running minus 40 seconds per day. This bitch needs to be regulated like a motherfucker. Um, you know, now at the same time, that one there was running like minus 20. A lot more than I would like, but at the same time, according to Seiko's specs, that would have been well within tolerances. So, you know, like, and in my world, you know, both of these watches is over $200. It should be much more accurate than that. And again, that's just my opinion. Like, I feel like Seiko has been getting a pass for a really long time just because they make a watch that works a long time. It may not be the most accurate, but it still works. Um, you know, and then they've been making watches for longer than even Rolex. Uh, so I think they really they kind of get a pass on a lot of shit, like their bracelets and stuff. The Seiko bracelets suck. Like me and my boy, we were talking about the guy I just met with the Rolexes and shit. Um, you know, like I told him, I was like, the new spring drive and stuff like that that they have, that stuff is badass. Their cases are badass. Their bracelets suck. Even a $6,000 watch from Seiko, I'm not impressed with the bracelet. It's just so yeah. But yep, like that would be my rankings and whatnot. You know, one of these days I might have me a Rolex and whatever, but even then, depending on like its vintage, it would not most likely be the highest one on my list, unless it is one of the brand new modern models. Uh, because, like I said, all the older vintage stuff that I've seen, it's cool. I like it. But I like to have it, yes. But you know, not all Rolex was made with 904 steel. Okay, not they're not all chronometer certified. Hell, a lot of them made like fucking damn kitty's watch, you know, with folded over clasps and bracelets, and like the metal is just literally folded over, pressed on top of each other. It's just cheap as crap. Like, matter of fact, I got $15 watches that I got off of Facebook Marketplace that I feel fucked on for $15. That the bracelets made the exact same way as the old school Rolex shit. I mean, that's just the facts. Yep. Yeah, I mean, for their reputation and everything, they absolutely should be way better than they are. You know, I mean, plus 40 minus 20. What kind of shit is that? I mean, in 2 days, it's going to be a fucking minute off. Like you feel like fucking resetting your watch every 4 days because that's what that means. So like when people are like, "Oh man, the accuracy, this and that," da, 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 he's like, even my damn G-Shock, my G-Shock was set to the damn digital clock on the computer. It's now up to almost 3 minutes off. It's only been in the damn case for like 3 weeks. I ain't even worn the damn thing really. And that's analog digital quartz crap, and it's supposed to be super accurate. Man, no. Like again, back to the whole switching watches things around. Well, when you're switching watches things around, you don't mind having to reset the watches, and it's not that big a deal that it's 20, 30 seconds off. But when you wear the same watch every day and you got to reset that motherfucker constantly, you will all of a sudden develop an attitude of this thing is a piece of shit. Now, when you worn the watch for a week and a half, 2 weeks straight, and you look at it and you look at your phone, and you're like, man, this motherfucker's off by maybe 10 seconds. You're like, hell yeah. What's up, Andrew? Damn. I ain't seen you in fucking forever. What you been up to? See, there you go, Andrew. Andrew speaks nothing but the truth, man. Uh, you know, see, there you go. These companies in China are homaging the Seikos with Seiko movements to a much better level than Seiko. Hence why Seiko is number 4 on the list in my box. Um, G-Shock, I guess, would have to be number 5. But, well, see, I also do have a vintage Hamilton field watch from the 70s. So that one really kind of needs to be up there too, because that one just had to be serviced and is back in action. Uh, the tritium loom and all that stuff isn't all that great, but I really enjoy wearing that watch. Like I really do. Like it's just I like having vintage cool. It's got an ETA movement in it. Uh, oh, excuse me. And then after learning what all it had to go through in order to be approved for military use, and this one was actually used by the U.S. military. It says so on the back. It's all engraved in there. Um, and like they were talking about, you had to drop it from 4 foot high, and it bounced off the ground and worked fine. I was like, well, shit, that sounds like a watch that I need right there in my life. And yeah, like they talked about some crazy shit they did to these Hamilton, the GC 1113. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, well, like I said, mine's from 1977, so we're going to give it a pass. The loom does still work. It just doesn't last worth a shit. Uh, when I took it to the professional watchmaker and whatnot, he tried restoring the hands for me as best he could because most of the shit on the inside of the frame had fallen out of the hands. Uh, so he put a little bit of stuff back in there to hold what was still there in place. And yeah. Um, but yeah, other than the loom though, man, I love that watch. Like it's lightweight, it feels good. The NATO strap I got for it was cheap, and it fucking feels great too. Um, and the only reason why I don't absolutely just wear that one nonstop is because I don't want to tear up a working piece of history like that. Even though I mean that's what it's designed for. Uh, I do enjoy wearing that watch. Like it is definitely one of my by far my favorites. Here, I'll grab it real fast just to show you. Oh damn it! My knees is killing me. Yeah, because I don't know. Like I think this is stainless steel, but I swear that this case looks titanium. There you go. Yeah, it's manual wind, but like I like it because it's got the regular time on the outside, but the military time on the inside, so it makes it very easy to read when you got to do the military time thing. Um, I just you know, hang on, trying to wind it up real quick, get her going. But yeah, this motherfucker right here runs 5 seconds. It runs +5 all day long. So I mean, I absolutely adore this watch. It was given to me by the person it was issued to. Um, actually, no, I think it was her dad's watch. But at any rate, yeah, I took it in, got this bad boy professionally serviced, got everything working because I wound it up and it started running. I was like, oh hell yeah. Um, then yeah, like I said, I got me a black NATO and a blue NATO, and here I'll show y'all. Pull this out real quick. I don't know if it'll focus on this correctly. Oh, damn it. Come on, focus. Oh, basically, that's an engraving on the back. It just says wristwatch G or CGW113, then a long ass fucking stock number, manufacturer's part number. Was that the movement number? I don't know. Or no, government number. Date May 1977. The serial number in the US. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit on the back of this thing. I'm sure it won't focus. Oh well. Fuck it, I tried. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite watches, man. Like I said, I really like having something that's historical. You know, of course, by 1977, most of the crazy stuff had not or it already happened type thing. Um, it's actually towards the end of this one's lifespan. But all right, like I said, I'm going to wrap this shit up. I appreciate everybody for watching. Oh, have you looked at Marathon? They look good, pretty pricey. No, Andrew, I have not. If you happen to have a link for them or anything, please hit it up. Nice email it to me. Um, and I will be happy to look into it and maybe order one up. Um, but yeah, like thank you guys for coming and watching. Um, like I said, we're gonna do that subscriber giveaway just as soon as we hit 2,100 subscribers. I really appreciate everything. Uh, I'll make sure I put down in the description of this video at some point the link to the other video. So that way, if you haven't already entered, you can go over there and put your comment in. All right, thank you. Well, shit, if they're Canadian, yeah, definitely let me know. Oh, damn, G Money, I didn't know you was in here, buddy. Uh, but yeah, I'll have my buddy Stefan up there in Canada see about getting me one and getting across that border. All right, Andrew. Thank you, buddy, from Scotland. Everybody else, peace out. Have a good weekend. Bye.